the population. Okay, the mean for X is equal to 35. And the standard deviation for X is population is 10. Okay. So first of all, we are supposed to find the mean and the standard deviation for, okay, what is X bar 60? Can you tell me what is X bar 60? Kiko?
The sampling size is 60. Sampling size.
No. Yes, I know the sample size is 60, but what is, my question is, what is X bar 60? If I say sample size 60, I just put N equal to 60. Why I have to put X bar 60? So this is sample size 60. Yeah, so what? What is X bar then?
The mean of sample size.
No, it's not the mean of sample size. The mean of samples, or you say, if you don't want to say the mean of sample, you say just is the sample mean okay, that will be much better. Is the sample means from, or you want to say of, is the mean of sample, okay, the mean of samples from the population with sample size 60. That is how you should define X bar 60. Are you clear? So during the writing of the folio is very, very important that you have to define clearly. That's why I keep repeating this. Okay, now for part A, how to find the mean of the sample mean population is equal to the population mean. So it's equal to 35. And the standard deviation for the sample mean distribution is equal to the standard deviation of the population divided by square root of the sample size. So equal to 10 divided by square root of 60. Then you get the approximate value. You see how I mentioned it? It's very, very important. Which variable are you talking about? Okay, now let's go to part B. Did the question say that the population is normally distributed? Brendan? Ho. Brendan Ho? Everyone please answer. When I ask you to answer, you please answer. This is to help you, not to help me. Okay, you don't want to answer me, you forgo your chance, up to you. Okay, Amanda?
Yes, Miss.
Did the question tell us that the population is normally distributed?
No.
No. So now, if we want to find the probability for this case, can we use normal distribution?
No.
Why not?
Because can.
Okay, now you say can. Okay, can you please tell me why can?
Because from the question we can see that it is normally distributed.
How from the question you can say it's normally distributed? How? Which part of the question tell you so? Still remember yesterday I told you about
The
the
sample size.
Yes. So what you need to do is for this question, you say n is equal to 60 is more than 30. So by, please go to your page 264. By what? By rule of thumbs. X bar 60 is approximately, I don't say 100%. I say approximately normally distributed. So when I want to find the first part, the probability of X bar 60 between 32 and 34. What can I use? What can I use? Johan?
Yes.
What can I use? How to find this? Now I know that X bar, because n is greater than 30, 60 is greater than 30. So by terms of rules of thumb, X bar 60 is approximately normally distributed. So if I want to find this probability, what should I do? Johan?
Use norm CDF.
Yeah, use normal CDF. Hao Shen, can you please give me the answer for this one?
I key in.
Definitely you key in. If not, means don't key in. Meh.
Okay.
Hurry up. Give me the answer. You have to key in normal CDF. You know where to call your normal CDF, correct?
Yeah.
Lower 32, higher 34, mean 35, and standard deviation just key in 10 over square root of 60. So that you can get exact value. What is your answer, Hao Shen?
0.2092. 2092.
Yeah, 2092. Correct, everyone? So for part 2, also the same. So for part 2, okay, Hao Shen, since you are doing it, Can you give me the answer for part 2 as well?
I try.
Your class, you better check, see whether Hao Shen give me the correct answer or not. So this is also use normal CDF. Lower is 37, highest is 10 to the power 99. Mean is 35, standard deviation still the same, 10 over square root of 60.
0.0606
0.06066.
66.
So it's approximately 0.0607. Am I right? Hao Shen?
Yeah. Yes, you're right.
Okay. Do you get me? Okay. Let's go to part C. Okay. What is the meaning of this? S60. What is the meaning of S60? Azif?
The sample the sum of 60.
The sum of samples. Okay, the sum of samples with sample size 60. Correct? Okay, the sum of samples that is drawn from the population with the sample size of 60. Okay, now, so we are going to find the mean. The mean of the sum of the samples. Okay, equal to. Bram, do you know the formula?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, can I have the formula?
N mean.
Of the population, am I right?
Yeah.
So this one, we take 60 times 35. So you can times up, or you, after you key in the calculator, you can just use 60 times 35. Okay, so 60 times 35, you get the number. Okay, Bram, how about the standard deviation of the sum of the samples?
Standard deviation square root n.
Okay, square root of the sample size times by the population standard deviation. So this will be square root of 60 times 10. Then you get the answer. Okay? Okay, now D. So may I know, n is greater than 30, n is equal to 60, is greater than 30, correct? So by terms of rule, S60 is normally distributed. So every time when you do this, you better do this step, normally distributed. So therefore, probability of S60 more than 2,000 will be equal to, Avika, can I have the way to do it? What should I do? Avika, can you talk? Advika, are you in the class? Okay. So you're supposed to use, yes, normal. You're right, normal CDF. So for all these type of question, you better write down the normal CDF, what are the mean you put in, what are the standard deviation you put in. So that if you get the wrong answer, at least the examiner can give you the mark. So this will be 2000, comma, 10 to the power 99. You can just write 60 times 35. And you can write as 10 times square root of 60. Like that. So this step, please try to write down this step so that the examiner know which mean do you put in and which standard deviation you put in. If you put in the right one and the answer that you get differ from what we have, we will still give you 1 mark out of the 2 marks. Are you clear? Okay, so you get the answer. Okay, done? So you can check your answer from the textbook. So now, can we go to part E? Am I going too fast? Am I going too fast? So this chapter, I just have to go very slowly and go with you steadily. Okay, now, shall we go to part E? The question asks, can we find this? Can we find this? Can we find this? Okay, so what is your answer? Can we find this? Carol Rampa? Can we find this?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, you tell me how to find. You want to find the probability that the population is between 30 and 40. How to find? How to find?
Do you like use binom?
Why use binom?
Sorry, not binom, normal. I mean normal.
Why use normal?
Because
Can
the
you please
question.
read the question? Does the question tell you that X is normally distributed? You read the question 7. Did he say that X is normally distributed?
No.
No. So the answer is no. Can you give me the reason?
Because they did not mention that it is a normal distributed.
Yes, no. Because it didn't mention that X is normally distributed. Are you clear? So that is your explanation. So you have to read the question carefully. Are you okay? And why the rest we can use is because of this reason. The n by terms of rule n is greater than here. So be very, very careful. Here. This part. This is part of the central limit theorem. Correct? So be very, very careful when you answer all the questions. Clear? Okay. So now can you please try question 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, try question 8 first. Question 8. Okay, after 5 minutes. Okay, so for this question, correct, they say let the random variable x be the IQ of 17 years old girls. This is the question. The 17 years old girls, okay, if you are doing your folio, it's impossible. 17 years old girls, you cannot say from in the world, right? And if you want to do a study, if your population is too big, okay, how are you going to cover? So for me, if I want to turn this question into my folio, I would say X is a IQ of 17 years old girls in Malaysia. Okay, so that is something that you can do. Okay, so now find the problem, and definitely, you definitely will know what is the mean and what is the standard deviation. Am I right? I told you already, in all these questions, they will give you the population's mean and population standard deviation. In real life, such thing will not happen. You are going to find. Okay? So all the questions in this, okay, the real standard deviation of the population and the mean in a real life, definitely you don't know. So we are going to use the part D later to learn how to make a prediction. So in this case, for the part B, listen here carefully. I say, then they say, find the probability that the mean IQ of a class of 17 years old girls is greater than 110. So I have to make an assumption that assume that a class of 2017 years old girls is a random sample. Because like, for example, I take a class of 17 years old girls in our college. I can assume it's a random sample because all of them come from different parts of Malaysia. So this is the assumption that I make. So in this question, they also make that assumption. Because if not, it won't be a random. Because a class, correct? You just take a class. Maybe all the class come from KL. So you are not, you didn't cover everyone in Malaysia. So I make the assumption. So when you write your folio later, all these are assumptions you have to state. So I'm trying to give you what are the assumptions, what are the approximation. Okay. Hello? Do you get me? Okay. So in this case, so the first part, you want to find the probability that an individual girl will have a IQ more than 110. So you use normal, CDF, okay, 110, 10 to the power 99, 105, and 15. Okay, you key in. Okay, look, during the, I'm explaining this not because of the exam. During exam, you just need to write whatever in blue. Okay, I make it clear. I give extra things here is for your folio later on. You know what are the assumptions and what are the limitations. Okay, you are supposed to put in. So for this one, since population is normally distributed, so the sample mean is also normally distributed. Correct? So now they say find the probability that the mean IQ of a class. So now is greater than, so you are talking about sample mean. Okay, now what is, so when you talk about the sample mean, so probability, Okay, may I know what is the sample size? May I know what is the sample size? Cindy. So what should I write here? X bar what? Cindy,
Yeah.
what is the sample size? Yes. So you just need to write down 20. Okay, greater than 110. So this is equal to normal CDF, open bracket, 110, comma, 10 to the power 99, comma, 105. Okay, Cindy, what should I put for the standard deviation? Cindy, may I know what should I put for the standard deviation? Just tell me what divide by what.
over square root 20.
Yes, you are right. Equal to. And you get the answer. Okay? So can you proceed to question 9? The blue one is the answer for exam. Please take note. And the black one is all. I am trying to tell you that more things. Okay? For your folio. Take note of that. Okay. So this question is another type of question whereby, okay, a factory, you can say a factory produced this type of fruit bar. Okay, it's a population. So all the fruit bars produced by this factory is considered as the population. So it's ongoing. It produces every day. Okay, so you don't know, in actual facts, you don't know the mean or the standard deviation. So we will, but in this question, they give you, correct? Okay, so you can find. So now to find the answer for each, the weight of each fruit bar produced by this factory, which is more than, the energy more than 150 kilojoules. Okay, we use because they say it's normally distributed. So we can use normal CDF. Okay, so we put 1050, 10 to the power 99. So this one definitely will be more than 0.5. Agree with me? Okay, this one will be more than 0.5. Agree with me or disagree with me? Okay, Thaddeus, you agree with me or not? The answer for this one will be more than 0.5?
Yes.
Agree or not? Thaddeus? Agree. Okay, can you explain why?
Because it is more than the mean already.
Oi.
No,
Because
it
the
is
low,
to the right.
yeah, because the lowest boundary is at the left of the mean.
Yeah,
So you see, when you talk about normal distribution, can I still remember that? So that's why I said normal distribution is very important. So I know my answer have to be, this is a mean, 1067. Yeah, and this is 1050. So I want this area. That's why I know my answer will be more than 0.5. Okay, so this one you can get from the calculator. Okay, so I'm not going to check the answer. You check the answer by yourself. Okay, now you see for part B, I write it like that. Assume each bag. So you see every time when they sell fruit bar, right? You see when you go to the supermarket, yeah. So that all this can be your idea of doing your folio. Yeah. They don't sell, they did sell as an individual fruit bar, but they also sell in a bag, okay, or in a pack of 6, in a pack of 30, in a pack of whatsoever. So this one is in a bag of 30. So assume each bag that has 30 fruit bar is a random sample. So every time when I do this type of things, I will make an assumption like that. Okay, so now X bar 30 is the mean energy content of a fruit bar in each sample of 30. If I want to be more detailed, I would say of 30. All right. So this is how you define. Okay. Do you need to write this in your test? Definitely no, but you have to know that, so that you know that in this case, you are looking for X bar 30. Right? Is more than 1050. Okay, now I want to ask you this question. Will this answer be greater than A or smaller than A? Okay. Christopher, are you in?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay, you tell me, will this answer be greater than A or smaller than A?
Greater.
Okay, why? Without calculation, you explain to me why.
Because I don't know lah. I do the calculation already.
I know you do the calculation already. So try to tell me why is it without calculation? Try. There is only 2 things you can talk about. One is the mean, one is the standard deviation.
The standard deviation
For which one?
for B
Mm.
is smaller than
Yeah,
A.
that is the reason. You see, don't just saying, I don't know. You look at the things, the only thing you can talk about, they have the same mean. So the issue must be the standard deviation. Am I right? Okay. So this will be normal CDF 1050, 10 to the power 99. So the only thing that you need to change is 61.7 divided by 61.7 divided by Jen, how?
Yeah.
Divided by what?
The square root 30.
Yes, you are right. You see, I keep telling you, I keep asking all this is to make sure all this stick into your mind. I just want to let you know your SAT your S86 correct and your folio correct. S86, definitely I have one question like that. So it's very important. You use the wrong one, everything gone. So you have to have a clear cut. Whether you are talking about the population or you are talking about the mean weight or mean energy content. Are you okay? So far, so good. And just now I asked a few questions is to let you know that these are the possible questions that I may ask. I may ask without performing calculation. Say, which will have the highest probability and why? So you will say B will have a highest probability. The reason is because B has a smaller standard deviation. But okay, now I can do the same thing. This same question I ask you, which one will have a greater value? Probability of X less than 1050 okay, fill in the blank with inequality, 3 choices, less, more, or equal. Okay, probability of X bar 30 less than 1050. Okay, which one would you choose? 1, 2, or 3? Outer
2.
2. Explain how to.
Because the area is smaller, because the
Wait.
area is bigger under the graph.
Okay, if you say, okay, how are you going to explain?
Because the standard deviation is bigger, so the peak is not that high. So you know the line is like higher.
Okay, so what you can do is you say, because it's less than, so the chances of getting less than 1050 will happen to the distribution with the lower standard deviation. Or if you want, you can explain by drawing the graph. This is your X. Okay, and this is your X bar. Sorry. If you want, you can also try to sketch the graph. Okay, this is your mean. Mean is 1067. So 1050 is around here. Yeah. So you can draw, this is your X bar 30. So you say the black area, then the other one, you put the blue area. Are you clear? You can do like that. So your explanation, you can use your graph to explain. So the chances for X bar to be less than 1050 will be greater than the chances of X bar 30 to be less than 1050 because X has a bigger standard deviation. Do you get me? Hello? So students, please take notes. So they can ask a lot of things. So please continue to do. I try not to go too fast. Then next week only I talk about confidence interval. I will go through each question with you one by one. And you try to ask more from each question when you try your question. Are you clear? Okay, thank you, class.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.